Everybody hear me? Sound check, please. Test. Sound check. Test. Can anybody hear me? Michael. Get a couple of minutes here in case anybody else comes in. Do y'all have anything you want me to look at real quick while we're kind of waiting on anybody else to come in? If not, I will go right over here to Bitcoin. And, all right, so basically what we'll do is we'll just look at, we had this trend line, and I'm looking at a 4-hour chart. So if I go back out to a daily, you'll kind of get a better idea of what we had. MGB, okay? But anyway, what we had the break of this trend line. And it started a few days ago. DGB, okay, gotcha. Yep, I sure will. But anyway, we had a break of this trend line and then reclaimed it. And so my comments last night were like, and the chart that I posted was like, is this the start of something or are we coming back inside to make a bigger run? Well, we're getting our answer right now. It looks like it's wanting to drop a little bit further. So let's go out to a 4-hour chart and you can see the clear break of it right there. And that's why I brought in focus the 84, let's call it 8400 to 85 area. There's a fib cluster down here and it's just barely below that 233-day moving average. Now, could it get right here and hit the 200-day and hold that low? It could. That's around 8,800. So let's see what happens there. But right now, as of this moment, I can get rid of the 61.8 retracement because it's breaking through it. And so next support will be 8,900, okay, which could happen like while I'm doing the live stream. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. Okay, break that trend line. Anything coming back through that trend line more than likely is going to be a resistance. And once we do get an actual bottom, then I'll be able to, if this holds, then these retracements up here will hold as well. But anyway, that's kind of what we got. So let's go over to DGB. And this is a 4-hour. Let's get out to a daily. And it's just been holding its own, right? Had the massive break of the 200 and 233 back here, held it on a retest, and then just took off from there. And basically the 21 EMA right here, or 20 EMA has been the, on that run was holding it. And then once it sliced through, the 50-day moving average, getting it back above that is huge. You had a big bullish engulfing candle right here. And now it's trying to hold the 10 and the 20 EMA and maybe trying to push this thing a little higher. So, then again, some might look at it and go, well, this could be a head and shoulders formation. Shoulder here, head here, and possibly a shoulder over here, your neckline down here. So, let's go ahead and draw it and put it on there, right? So, if this is, and it's always something you have to watch for, you have to look at things both ways, right? You can't just be a perma bull or a perma bear. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking at least. So, and let's go ahead and throw on some fib retracements, and we'll see what we've got. We'll draw one from that high to this low. Let's go in here and throw on, I think it's already past 38.2, past the 50, 61.8. Okay, there we go. So 61.8 retracement, so 236, which, came close to. That's going to be your next area of resistance. If that breaks, then it's coming up to 261 and then possibly a test of the highs. So let me do something here real quick. Okay, got the 1.272 on there. All right. Let's go ahead and draw another one. Let's see if we get any kind of clusters, maybe from this high to this low. And there we go. So even more important resistance is right here. So 236 is going to be a booger to get through. But if it does, that'll just, that'll give it the push it needs to go higher. Coming back down, obviously I want to see it hold that 50 EMA right there. That's going to be huge. So let's watch that. All right, any questions? Okay. Let's go look at XTZ. That's been one of my more favorite ones to watch right now, only because of that pattern I was talking about. Let's go to it's better seen on a 4-hour chart. All right, so it broke that 50 EMA. Let's do that right there. Okay, and so basically we had the 3 white soldiers pattern. Okay, typically what happens in this is that this thing usually retraces 50% to 61.8. I put that in the channel. So if this pattern is going to hold, then this 200 EMA and the 61.8 has to hold. Because if it doesn't, it's probably going to break this and come down, retest this area, test the 233, and then we've probably got a whole different animal on our hands. Something else that's very possible in this one, but it has to turn pretty quick, right? You've also got the possibility of inverted head and shoulders, with head being here, shoulder here, and shoulder right over here. So, you would want to see it hold in, the shoulder here, neckline up here, my bad. But you would want to see it hold right in this little area right in here, and then start to turn and go up. But it's got to go now, right? And it can't screw around with this area too long. So that's what I got on XTZ. Link's been another favorite of mine. Hey, if it can get down here and hold the 78.6 retracement, and it's also this uptrend line, which goes back quite a ways on this one. Yeah, there you go. And you can kind of see it, right? Just a beautiful uptrend line. That's going to be an area to watch right in here. How it's going to react off that. So, is it just going to crash right through and come down and test 291? It's possible. But this area right here is going to be key to hold, right? And as said, we're holding that 78.6 retracement. And basically the last area of where this big buyer was right here. So there's some interest in this area. We'll see if it's still interest or not. All right, any questions on that? All right, let's go look at ETC. Looked like it was going to get going yesterday. And let's see what's going on with here. Yeah, slow stochastic RSI still looks pretty decent, but really needs to get up here and make another high. Lower high, lower high, lower high, potential lower high right here. You got a bullish engulfing right off the 233 moving average. So, that's still bullish. But it needs to get up and make a higher high, right? It can't just jack around with this. Let's go ahead and change this up to here now. There we go. Yeah, thought I had it. Let's see. There we go. It's holding the 10 and the 20 EMA, so this is going to be a big area. All right, big area to hold. So we're actually getting to see some stuff live here. Let's go back to BTC. And it is tagging at 78.6. Right here, but this just looks like it wants to go lower to me. Just looks like it wants to go lower. We'll see. I've been wrong before. It's all part of the business. Anything else you guys want to look at? I mean, we're starting to see some pretty decent pullbacks. The only thing that's not pulling back, look at this. Theta. Are you kidding me? Wow. What a move. What a move on this one. Anybody that got into this one, congratulations. That's a beauty right there. That's a beauty. Another one people were looking at was this OMG, but it's starting to pull back a little bit, right? It's very overbought, way outside Bollinger Bands, so it's going to get a little pull back and retrace into this area, and then we'll see if it's got a second move in it. All right, let's see. Back to Bitcoin. XTZ still holding inside. Link. Pardon the kitty cat. Okay, anything you guys want to look at? I've only got like 2 people in here, so this might be a quick live stream. Guess I could always do one later tonight. There's people probably doing stuff today. Indicator do I use? I have several under one. So, volume right here. Okay. I look at volume. And then obviously this one here is this stochastic RSI. It's a combined indicator of stochastics and RSI for obvious reasons. Other than that, I try to keep it fairly simple as far as like the Fibonacci retracements. You always have to update those because price is changing, but that's the one I use. And then, what you can always do, see over here, I've got all this stuff over here too. So if I want to, keep it really, really simple, to me, it just, when you see something and you're looking at it, you can sit there and look at all these squiggly lines and whatnot. But if I was to keep it really simple and I could go up here and hide the 10, hide the 20, and then look what happens, and this is link, right? But look what happens when price breaks the 50 EMA. It just sets the trend, right? And then when it drops below it, it stays back there until it can finally reclaim it. So, we're getting precariously close on link here, right? And then if I go out to BTC, Bitcoin, let's go back and look, right? Break the 50 EMA, price goes down. Get back above, holds, continues the trend. Break below, retest, fail, and then drop like a rock, right? Get back above, hold, retest, move, and then now we're coming back to retest it again. That's why I'm saying like that 85, 8400 area, that's going to be an area to watch, right? And really more specifically, probably 86, maybe between 8500 and 8600, could wick to that 8450 area. And who knows, maybe even wick all the way down to 8,000. This is going to be a monster area for Bitcoin, right, to hold. So let's watch. The stochastic RSI is getting into oversold. But the break of that trend line right there, that was, it kind of portends to what we may see. All right. Yeah, Bollinger Bands. I'm sorry. Bollinger Bands are a must as well. And, the funny thing about Bollinger Bands is, thanks, Peter. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Guys, it was pretty scary there for a while. But, what's really becoming like, what could be like a more favorite type of play to me, when things are inside the Bollinger Bands, it's always a guessing game, right? You don't know if it's going to break up, break down. You could look at previous trends and your moving averages and whatnot, but, it's almost like this move right here. When things start to get way outside Bollinger Bands, that's when you start looking for an entry, right? Because it's not going to stay below that for too long, right? So, you have to define your max pain, what that is, and then just rely on it. It's risky, but to me, it's almost a low risk type of deal because things just do not stay outside Bollinger Bands very long. So if you go back, it goes out, comes back in, then starts another trend, and just stays inside this. And then once it gets below, it comes right back in, tries to move, tests it again, and then those are areas you want to watch, right? You could obviously get in, if you're really, ballsy, you could get in like down in here and then, maybe a quick scalp or whatever, and just trail your stop. Hey, Matchels, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. How do I get the squeeze indicator? So basically, you have to go to, TD Ameritrade, okay? And you can open an account there. I'm not sure if you have to have any money in it, but you could put some in there. You could put like 10 or 20 bucks. But you could also get their platform, their trading platform, and that's Think or Swim. Okay? And that's where the squeeze indicator is. And if you ever get on there, I can, if I can remember, I'll try to direct you there. So, okay. Let's see. Eddie Juarez, you want to learn? Okay. What do you want to learn? A lot of stuff to learn in the crypto market. Actually, in charts in general, actually. You're welcome, Matchless. This thing is only showing there's 2 people in here, but I'm seeing more than 2 people respond to stuff, so I'm not taking 2. This thing doesn't look like it's really updating good. So, anyway. Okay, any questions, or what do you want to learn? Does everybody understand Fibonacci retracements? How I come up with clusters, all that stuff? Oh, what I'm doing? Yeah, so basically I just, as I said, I just try to keep it simple. If you want to get really, really simple, it's like I say, you can, instead of having all these EMAs on here, and a lot of people look to a 10-20 cross, which I do too, and then a retrace back to it before it starts the move. Oh, does it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right, so mine's just not updating real good. Okay, but anyway, you want to try to keep it as, and basically I say that, but you want to do what's comfortable to you. Just because what works for me might not work for you. I mean, I can look around on Twitter or Trading Room, or Trading View, guys that post in their deal. Everybody uses something different, right? And it's up to what you're comfortable with. You may not be comfortable with what I'm using. You may want to use something else. You may not want to use as many things as I'm using. And for new traders, I tend to tell them, just throw on a couple of moving averages and basically your Bollinger Bands. Forget about volume, right? Don't look at that. Just keep it really, really simple, because once you start going and looking at the volume and then you're looking at the stochastic RSI, just keep it really, really simple to start out with. Maybe no indicators is the way to go. Just keep a plain old chart up there with a couple of moving averages and your Bollinger Bands. You can start to see patterns, and especially candlestick patterns too, right? You can sit there and watch those. They don't always work, but the percentage chances that they do are decent, right? It's like XTZ. I could look at this a couple of different ways, right? I could look at this on the daily chart and say to myself, okay, well, wait a second. We've got a bearish candle pattern right here. We've got a bearish pattern here. And then we've got another bearish pattern right over here. 3 candle pattern. And price could not break above that start, the middle of that pattern right there. And it's basically just formed into a triangle. So is this thing going to break all the way down, or is this thing going to reverse back up? And then I go over to the 4-hour chart, and that's where I came up with the 3 white soldiers, right? Now you can see XTZ is starting to break below the 61.8, and it's got to turn pretty quick or this pattern's nullified. It's got to hold this trend line, or that's all she wrote. Okay? And that's what happens with patterns. You're going to get some that work, you're going to get some that don't. And you got to be prepared both ways. Hopefully that helps. Get that out of the way so we can see what's going on. Any other questions? So I'm getting a little error here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, we'll see. Let's go back to, I thought I saw Bitcoin. There we go. Yeah, I did touch that 8,900 area. So again, another big area for Bitcoin right here. And it's looking like it really, really wants to come down and test that 200-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. But more than likely, right down here is what I'm thinking. That 8,500 area. We'll see. Yep, and we just broke that 78.6. All right, so let's go ahead and take that little booger out of there. Next stop should be right over here to test this guy. And it might fall short of it, right? Hey, Todd, how you doing, buddy? So is it going to stop short of this and turn? We'll see. It just looks like it wants to curl right back down and test this little guy. What else has been going on, guys? I know ADA has been good. There we go, the BTC pair. And still looking decent. Would have liked to have seen it made a higher high. Still a chance of that. It needs to hold this big guy right here. There's a big buyer right there. So that's going to be an area of support. 589, 588 area on the BTC cross. What else do we got? Talked about Fed already. When I was sick, let's see, what day was it? ZRX made. Oh, there it was. Yeah, I was like, God, that move right there. What in the world? That thing went to 56 cents? That is nuts. Absolutely crazy. Somebody mentioned this XDN. I'll just get that out of there. I put it up there to look at it. Not in the mood for one of those that moves one sat a day. Let's see. VT, been seeing a lot of, talk on that one. And we'll see. Getting above this 5 cent area, that's going to be the, it's going to be the area to get past. But the way some of these are, all it takes is a little bit of news and they can pump like crazy. It just depends on who's pumping them too. So, all right. Anything else y'all want me to look at? I guess I could always, if y'all want to look at stocks or you want to look at Litecoin, Ethereum. ETH is actually still holding above 200, which is positive. Anything else to look at, guys? What do we got? Chart requests? Waves USD. Let's go to Waves. I think I got it in there. Yep. Been a while since I looked at this one. Does this not look like VET that we were just looking at? I'm starting to see an eerie pattern here on a lot of these. You had a, flattish move here, spike, drop, and then flat again. So this whole area right in here, obviously your area to watch. Now, what I do like about this one is if we scroll all the way back, right? See how this whole downtrend, see the 200 and the 233 screaming down, and price is just dropping, dropping, dropping. You finally get price to break above it, comes back and goes back below it, but now it's back above it. And look at this, it's testing it and holding it. So waves could be one, and have I had that same? I have. I've had that same retracement on there. It actually broke that 50, so let's get that out of there. There you go. All right, and so you want to get past $1.30. All right, for now. Well, let's do it this way, because look at these guys right over here. $1.20 area. There's some sellers in this area. All right, but why? You always have to ask yourself, why are they there? Well, because I guarantee you, on this move right here, when this thing was pumping, there was a lot of people that got to be bag holders up here at around $1.50, $1.60, right? And so what happens, and I can almost guarantee this, okay, because I was there a long, long time ago, is that you're sitting there and you want to go, however much money you got in your trading account, you're like, man, this thing's running. I'm going to throw everything at it. I think it's going to keep running. And then all of a sudden it starts and comes back down. It goes below where you got in. And now all of a sudden you're like, holy crap. Now I need to get out. Here it comes, because I got to go get into something else. This thing's dropping. It's not making me money. Some people may actually not go all in, right? But they average down, right? If it happens so quick and drops so quick, they're like, oh my God, I'm screwed. Let me average down. I'll buy in here, and then just God help me, let me get it back to break even, and I'll sell it. And so I think that's what you got going on in here, but it's being met with people that are wanting to get back in. All right? These people over here, and even down in here, they rode that. Sold right on top of them, caused that, and now you're just basically back to flat. There's consolidation going on in here. And the nice thing is that it's happening above the 200 and the 233. So as long as this area holds, right, you should be good. Just my opinion. Oh, you went 4 hour. My bad. That's the daily. Okay, so let's look at the 4 hour. And again, 200, 233. This is just a choppy mess right here. I guess one could sit there and just kind of swing trade it back and forth, that right down in here is support, right around $1. It's eventually maybe going to run 10 cents, right? Just based on previous patterns. You could just sit there and play it from 99 cents to, $1.08, $1.09. Just be aware that if it breaks this area right here, you're coming back and testing 90 cents. So hopefully that helps. All right, what else do we want to look at? What else do we got? Oh, you know what? I was sitting here looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? And let me get it. Actually, I think I was looking at the 4 hour. look at this thing. It's coming back and retesting this 233 day moving average. Let me see if I've got the. I think I updated them. Hang on, let me look. I'm gonna have to go out to a daily. Yep, I did. Okay. So look at these Bollinger Bands, right? Is it just going to slide off the cliff right here and possibly come down and retest this, trend line down here? Or is it going to hold this lower Bollinger Band and the 50 EMA, right? It's sitting right on top of it. Right on top of that 50 EMA. You see the 10 and the 20 are trying to curl down and right through the 200, 233. If this thing gets any kind of momentum, it's just going to drop all the way down. Right? Could be good for alts. Who knows? We shall see. But that's what I was looking at last night, and I was like, yeah, man, this looks interesting. Is it going to hold that? That's a key confluence area right there. Lower Bollinger Band, 50 EMA, trying to hold on to these lows. And it's looking like it just wants to peak right down, maybe test that 50% retracement. We'll see. It's oversold down the stochastic RSI, but it can stay oversold for quite some time. Okay, let me know what other charts you want to look at. Let's see. Is this after May go away? Nah, it's kind of like that's an old saying, right? People, I don't know. I don't much believe all that stuff. People always say, sell in May and go away. Nah. NEO USD. Yeah, that's been a while since I looked at NEO. Let's take a look at it. What's going on with that bad boy? It looks similar to ETC. Let me see what I had going on with this. I knew I drew that. Yeah, okay. All right, so it's broken. It broke the 38.2 and the 50. This is how long it's been since I looked at it. And then the 61.8 stopped it. All right, so 1186. Golly. And then a nasty reversal pattern right there. Then a bullish engulfing here. I mean, look how tight this is. All right, look at these Bollinger Bands. Look how tight that is. I mean, some might even say, like, you had this big drop from here all the way down to here. And even though this looks bullish, it's choppy bullish, right? Some might just say, let's go ahead and throw on let's see, trend line. All right, you could do something like this. And some, oops, let me get it up there. Some might say that's just a big old bear flag. All right? You had the big drop, and then this has just been a bear flag. So if it breaks out of this to the downside, then guess what? We're probably coming back down into here. Maybe 6. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe this little area, this little guy over here hold around 8. But we'll see. This could get nasty or it could get really, really good. And I've been seeing that pattern on a lot of stuff. Now, let's do this. How about we throw on this retracement? Oh, let me get on there and let's see. That would have been probably 38.2. And we'll put the 50 on there as well. So if it starts to break down, these are your areas to watch. 877, 789, probably more importantly around 7. That's why I said last night on Twitter, I was a little excited about XTZ possibly making a move, ETC, but just the way they, and they're in triangles, so it's not that much of a shock, I guess. But there's something about Bitcoin last night, and I was like, ugh, just gives me pause right here. Hard to commit either way. Let me see if I can get rid of some of that stuff here. I got way too many fib indicators or Fibonacci retracements on here. Yeah, they're still all pretty valid. Okay. Just keep looking for clusters, right? It's all about Fibonacci retracement. Oh. Isn't that interesting? I forgot I put that there. So if we get an equal move, right, this compared to if it's this, then obviously right down in here around 8,000. But let's see if 8,500 holds first, right? We don't need to get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, any other chart requests? Oh. Let me refresh this real quick. There we go. All right. What else, guys? Anything else? Gonna be a quick one for me today. I may do another one later tonight. guys, I'm going to go ahead and give it like a 5-minute call here, unless y'all have something else. Anything else y'all want to look at? A 5-minute call. Actually, may not even be able to give it a 5-minute call. All right, guys. I think I am going to go ahead and check out. And we'll see if maybe we can do this again maybe this evening. You know? Might have some time for you guys to think about what you want to look at, or, just any questions in general. So, just think about what you want. BTS. I don't think I've heard of that one. BTC. BitShares. Oh, okay. Let's go look at 4-hour. That's interesting. Oh boy. I mean, look when you get, way outside Bollinger Bands. I keep preaching it, guys, but look at that. You could ride that wave a little bit, but you always know it's going to pull right back in. Now, it pulled back to the 200 and the 233, so that's a good sign, actually. Let's see what it actually pulled back to. That's 50% retracement. Let's get rid of that. And let's go back here. Let's do this one. And of course the 61.8 killed it. There you go. All right. So if you're wanting to play it, I would prefer it come back and test, which it's already done, so it's kind of late now, but it did come back and test that 10 EMA, and it's trying to move higher. You may get another chance, but what you really want to see, it break that 61.8 up here at 237, right? That's what you're wanting to see. It's going to be a booger of resistance right there, but if it breaks it, you may be able to get in and just ride that thing. So there's a potential setup, maybe. All right. Anything else? All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it a session. And I'll be back around later. I'm going to go do some things, run some errands and whatnot, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Appreciate y'all coming in. Talk to you later.